All right, animal adventurers, let's talk about one of the coolest creatures on the planet, both literally and figuratively. I'm talking about penguins. These birds are total rock stars of the animal kingdom. They might not fly through the air like other birds, but oh boy, do they have their own superpowers. Dressed in their permanent black and white tuxedos, they look like they're always ready for a fancy party. But don't let their formal wear fool you. These animals are tough, resilient, and full of surprises. They live in some of the most extreme places on Earth, from the frosty plains of Antarctica to the warmer shores of the Galapagos Islands. They are a true testament to the power of adaptation and survival. When you picture a penguin, you probably imagine them waddling adorably across the ice, right? That side-to-side shuffle is not just for show. It's actually a super efficient way for them to save energy while walking on land. But the real magic happens when they hit the water. These birds transform from slightly clumsy walkers into sleek underwater rockets. What makes penguins so fascinating is their incredible social life. They live in massive colonies, sometimes with thousands or even hundreds of thousands of other penguins. When it's time to start a family, penguins take their jobs very, very seriously. It all begins with finding the perfect partner. Male penguins will often perform elaborate courtship rituals, bowing, singing special songs, offering their chosen female a pretty stone as a gift. It's like a little penguin proposal. Once they've paired up, they build a nest. A simple scrape in the ground, a carefully constructed circle of stones, or no nest at all. For emperor penguins, their own 2 feet become the nest. After the female lays her egg, usually just one, or sometimes 2, the real challenge begins, keeping it warm in the freezing cold. They take turns incubating the egg, carefully balancing it on their feet and covering it with a special fold of skin called a brood pouch. This pouch is like a built-in feathery sleeping bag that keeps the egg toasty warm against the parent's body. In the case of the emperor penguin, the male takes on the entire incubation duty for 2 whole months during the brutal Antarctic winter, standing perfectly still and not eating a single thing. Now that's what I call a dedicated dad. After weeks of patient waiting, a tiny tapping sound can be heard from inside the egg. The chick is starting to hatch. It can take a few days for the little one to break free from its shell. When it finally emerges, it's a tiny, fluffy ball of gray or brown down feathers. These baby feathers are great for warmth, but they aren't waterproof, so the chick has to stay out of the cold water. As the chicks get a little older and bigger, they huddle together with other chicks in a big group called a creche. Think of it as a penguin daycare. The parents can still find their own chick in the massive huddle by listening for its unique call. When a penguin gets hungry, it's time to leave the land behind and head to the ultimate all-you-can-eat buffet, the ocean. Penguins are carnivores, they eat meat. Their menu consists of all sorts of sea creatures. Krill squid small fish diet depends on species and location. Adelie penguins, mostly krill. Emperor penguins dive deeper for fish and squid. Expert foragers, they know where the meals are. Masters of the underwater world. Streamlined bodies built for swimming. Stiff, powerful flippers propelling them. Webbed feet act like rudders for steering. Dive deep and hold breath for minutes. Emperor penguin plunges 1,800+ feet. Emperor stays underwater 20+ minutes. Imagine holding your breath that long. True superpower. Incredible underwater eyesight. Spotting quick-moving prey in murky water. Lock onto target and close in with speed. Twist and turn on a dime, outmaneuvering fish. Snatch with sharp, pointy beaks. Backward-facing spines on tongue, throat help grip. Ensures slippery fish and squid don't escape. Highly effective hunting technique. Hunting is demanding. Hours or days at sea, long distances. Breeding season. A hungry chick waits on land. Eat massive amounts and store food to bring back. Adults regurgitate to feed chicks. A single penguin can eat several pounds a day. Efficient hunting equals survival for them and the next generation. Bringing food back to a hungry chick is a top priority for penguin parents. After a successful hunting trip, a parent returns to the bustling colony. The colony is full of noisy, fluffy youngsters. Their belly is full of fish. Fish, krill, squid. The next challenge is finding their specific chick among thousands in the creche. The parent lets out a unique call. Somewhere in that sea of fluff, their chick recognizes the sound and calls back. They call back and forth like a game of Marco Polo, until they are finally reunited. It's a heartwarming reunion every single time. Once the parent and chick have found each other, it's time for dinner. But you won't see a penguin carrying a bucket of fish. Instead, they feed their young through a process called regurgitation. That might sound a little gross to us, but for a penguin chick, it's a 5-star meal. The parent brings up the partially digested food from their stomach, and the chick eagerly eats it right out of the parent's beak. The food is already warmed up and broken down into a mushy, easy-to-digest meal. It's like a perfectly prepared, custom-made smoothie for the baby penguin. Penguin parents are a fantastic team, and they share the feeding duties equally. While one parent is out at sea hunting, the other stays behind to guard and keep the chick warm. Then they switch roles. This ensures the chick gets a constant supply of food and is never left alone for too long. Eventually, the chick starts to lose its fluffy down and grow its waterproof adult plumage, a major milestone. It's a true circle of life in the animal kingdom. Life in the wild is full of challenges, and for penguins, that means always being on the lookout for predators. Even though they are tough, these birds have enemies on land and in the sea. On the ice and along the shore, the biggest threats often come from the sky. Large seabirds like skuas, giant petrels, are opportunistic hunters, and they are always watching the penguin colony from above. They are especially dangerous to the most vulnerable members of the colony. The eggs, the small, fluffy chicks. A moment of inattention from a parent can give these aerial predators the perfect opportunity to swoop in and snatch a future generation. This is why penguin parents are so fiercely protective. They will stand their ground, using their sharp beaks and powerful flippers to fend off any bird that gets too close to their nest or their chick. Living in a massive colony also provides protection through numbers. It's much harder for a predator to single out a target in a huge, noisy crowd. And when the chicks are old enough to join the creche or daycare, they huddle together for safety. This group defense makes it incredibly difficult for a skua to get to any individual chick. However, the dangers on land are nothing compared to what lurks beneath the waves. In the icy waters of the Antarctic, the leopard seal is a penguin's worst nightmare. These massive, powerful seals are incredibly fast and agile hunters. Another major threat is the orca, or killer whale. When entering or leaving the water, penguins are at their most vulnerable. Despite these constant threats, penguins have developed some clever survival tactics and sheer determination that allows them to not just survive, but to thrive in a world filled with danger.